Feels pretty good to be back on the road. It's a beautiful evening right now. Absolutely gorgeous. I am in like southeastern New Mexico, making my way towards Texas. We'll see how the new Element camper setup in here does tonight. It'll be my first night sleeping in here since I've made some of these upgrades and changes. Hopefully there's not too many major quirks or anything like that. And I will say the biggest challenge of this trip, I'm going to be in Texas for probably a week, maybe even up to a week and a half, and it's going to be extremely hot. 100 degrees pretty much every day. In the evenings, I will be lucky if the temperature drops into the 70s, so it's going to be pretty different from what I've been used to up in the high desert of New Mexico. It's going to be more humid as well, so we'll see how it all goes, but I'm just going to make the most of it. I'm really looking forward to catching up with some good friends who I'm going to be hanging out with for a few days and just exploring and seeing what the great state of Texas has to offer.
Welcome to Texas.
Gonna give this Walmart parking lot a try. I'm definitely sticking out like a sore thumb though. There's no RVs, no other camper vans or anything like that. I'm in a very small town in rural Texas. Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot going on here. I actually haven't taken an interstate at all today. I drove for about 6 hours. I have 6 hours more to go to get to Austin. And I'm probably not going to use an interstate the whole time. It's all just going to be rural back roads and just state highways and things like that. Should be a really pretty drive. Really, really cool. It was really nice today. But we'll see how tonight goes. I'm just going to try to get some rest, try to sleep as much as I can, and get back on the road early tomorrow morning. No issues. First night with the new setup, definitely a success. I will say it's a little weird not using any window coverings like this. The windows are limo tinted, so I do like that I can just like peek out in the middle of the night if something wakes me up and I can see exactly what's going on. I guess that's as long as the people who are on the outside cannot see in. I'm going to do a little test right now and try to make sure that that's the case. Okay, so as it's always been, you can see these curtains from the outside. They definitely give away the stealth factor a little bit, but the rear limo tint, you can't really see in. I mean, if you put your hands over your eyes and go right up to the glass, then maybe you'd be able to see me. But I mean, at that point, I'd probably be freaked out if someone was doing that. People who are just walking by and everything, like the reflection and the limo tint make it so it's extremely difficult to see in here. Some other good news, the Pecron E1000 here is at 82% battery, even after the fridge ran all night. I also had the fan going for a good portion of the night as well. Checking inside the fridge, everything's still nice and cold. I will put a link in the description below to that Pecron E1000 that you guys can use to check them out. It's solid so far. We'll see how long it takes for the 100 watts of solar to recharge now what I used last night. It's time to get back on the road. Of hotcakes, please, and then some hash browns.
Okay, anything else?
And medium orange juice, please.
Anything else?
That's all. I have been weirdly craving McDonald's breakfast for some reason for like the past 2 weeks. Hope I don't regret this. Thanks very much. tonight I am going to a concert in Austin with one of my best friends, Oddish, and then from there we're actually going to be going to San Antonio where he lives, and then from San Antonio we're going to go over to Houston, and then we're going to go up to Dallas, and then we're going to come back to San Antonio. We're kind of doing the great loop around Texas, and that's because we're going to more than one concert. We're going to the tour opener tonight in Austin, and then on Friday there's another show in Houston, and then on Saturday we're going to the third show in Dallas. It's a lot, but I'm really looking forward to it, guys. I have not seen Oddish in over 2 years. We were actually supposed to go see this band. I'll let you guys guess what band it is. We were supposed to go see them in New Hampshire last summer, but at the very last minute, literally like 2 or 3 days before we were supposed to be there, he got deployed. He's in the military, so he had to go, and he ended up just staying in the States, but he was on a base in the United States, and there was no concerts, there was nothing like that, so I didn't get a chance to see him at all, and it kind of just threw a wrench in our plans right at the very last minute. But this is going to be a little bit of a makeup for that, I guess, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him. I've got a couple of other friends that are going to be flying in as well and meeting us along the way here. Temperature-wise, it has been a lot more manageable than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I wouldn't want to be here, like, in the element during the day, but, you know, come 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, the temperature dips into the low 80s, and, you know, you can get in here. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but I get the fan on and just have it blowing on me, and I'm able to fall to sleep, and then by the middle of the night, you know, it dips into the low 70s, and it's relatively comfortable. Like, the fan's off right now, and it's actually pretty comfortable in here, at least for the next couple of hours. It's manageable, is what I'm saying, and, you know, I'm looking forward to the next week or so of this trip, because, you know, I'm realizing that it's going to be a little bit easier to do than I originally thought. It's been good so far. Had a great time in Austin. The show was awesome. It was the tour opener, so it was the first show of the tour, and it was really, really cool. And then yesterday we were able to explore in Austin a little bit, and, you know, went downtown, and I was able to convince my friend Oddish to play pitch and putt with me. He's never played golf before. We play a lot of mini golf together. We're probably going to do that later today, but he's never, like, swung a golf club like that, and he absolutely killed it. He did really, really well. Made some really great shots, and it was just a lot of fun. It's been great to be able to catch up with friends. This morning, I am waking up in San Antonio. Some of you guys might remember this spot. I built the NV200, the first iteration of that camper, right here where I'm standing, and spent a couple of months living out of my element exactly right there. Actually, I think the last time that I slept in my original element was in this very spot, something like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 3.5 years ago.
that's the way it's gotta be. I'm gonna kill that preacher man, gonna put him in the ground. I'm gonna kill that preacher man, gonna bury him down and say, I'll never see you again. That's the way it goes, my friend. Trouble can make you sad, trouble can make you crazy. I'll never see you again. I'll never see you again.
This is a very loud spot here. I found a rest area for this evening. I do have to say that the past week was pretty amazing. I feel very fortunate that I got to catch up with some of my best friends, folks that I haven't seen in a very long time. It was really, really nice, guys, and we got a couple of great sets and saw quite a few good shows, and it was great overall. And then to top it all off, today I got the chance to play possibly the nicest golf course that I've ever played in my life. It was incredible. I mean, it was 102 degrees outside, and I didn't play particularly well, but it was something very special. I got a great deal. I found a great deal on golfnow.com. It was called Hot Deals, and now I know why it was called that, but it was a very enjoyable day. I'm going to start making my way back west, kind of slowly. I'm not going to rush to get back to New Mexico. I'm currently parked just along I-10 at this rest area in Texas, not too far outside of San Antonio. I wanted to start making my way out of town this evening, and then hopefully do quite a bit of driving tomorrow. I figure the further west I go, the cooler it will get. It is extremely hot in here. I am sweating and just trying to stay hydrated after golfing today, especially. Like, it has been absolutely insane, but I'm just gonna try to make the most of it, get this fan running here. This might be the quietest rest area that I have ever stayed at. There were like a couple of cars that came in here throughout the night. It is right next to the road, but in the evening there was pretty much no traffic on this road. It's only picked up just this morning here. I'd say definitely a success. Probably the best night's sleep I've gotten in here since I hit the road. My nose is all stuffed up. I'm sure you can tell. I don't know what's going on. I think I'm having some allergies or something. It's been bugging me for the past couple of days. I hope it's just allergies. I feel okay otherwise though, so I'm assuming that's what it is. I am gonna start making my way back towards New Mexico this morning. I'm actually pretty close to the border, maybe only about 40 minutes and only about 4 hours from getting back to the cabin. Probably will be there by this evening. I miss Shannon. I'm ready to get back to some of the projects. I got a lot to do with the tiny house still, and then plenty to do around the property. I was thinking, maybe I'll go camping out here, but then I kind of just realized that my whole life is just camping. We're living off grid in the middle of the desert. So, it's just, if I sleep in here, it's just like having a smaller vehicle. It was way too hot to find a campsite like last night, for example. Imagine pulling in at 5 o'clock, trying to make up dinner on the tailgate. It's 105 degrees outside. Like, that doesn't really sound too pleasant. I do think that I'm going to be using this more often than not as a stealth camper. It's pretty much what I did on this whole trip. I stayed at a couple of different rest areas, I stayed at a Walmart, and then just in my friend's backyard, and that's kind of what this will work better as. I don't really have as much of an interest in going out and boondocking for 2 weeks at a time in a Honda Element. I never did that in my original Element. I see myself using this very frequently, though, over the next few months. I'm going to try to go out to the coast at least once to San Diego and surf. Shannon's going to be taking a few trips for work anyway, so it'll be the perfect time for me to get out and go do some exploring. And that's a big part of me, guys. I am definitely a nomad at heart. Being on the road like this is something that definitely contributes to my happiness overall. And I don't think I need it 24/7, but it's definitely nice to get that escape from the stationary life from time to time. So I've been back for a few days now. Those allergies that I was having a couple of days ago, they were not allergies. It was a little bit of a cold, just a cold, but I was a little under the weather for a few days. Feeling much better today and feel good to be back, ready to start tackling some of the projects around the cabin and the tiny house and everything. The Element camper worked wonderfully. I cannot wait to take this on some more adventures in the near future. The Pecron E1000 with the fridge in there was a great combo, and the 250 watt panels on the roof are more than enough to replace what it uses at night. I've been checking on it every day. I'm keeping the fridge running in there right now because, when we go into town and we want to pick up groceries and stuff like that, it's really nice to have a fridge. That way we can, go to the grocery store and things don't get warm, ice cream, things like that. That all melts before we get back here. So that'll be really nice just to have in there just for that reason. I'm pretty happy with it overall. I do have an article on my website, el.life, specifically dedicated to the Element camper and some links and some of the things that I use to put this all together. And like I said, I can't wait to get back on the road again. And can't thank y'all enough for watching and for following along on this journey. I'll talk to y'all in the next one.